It is Friday. Yeah, it was a tough week for us. What was that? 4 days? Yeah, tough grind. You're watching rawmickrichards.com from the DKI studios in downtown Toronto, 234 King Street East, out of the Pacific Junction Hotel. Coming up today, Masters and more Masters. We'll obviously ridicule those who have made bad shots, those who have meltdowns, which I include myself. And actually, someone sent me my previous producer back at the Fan 960, Turtle, for those who remember Turtle. They've actually, in one of our birthday celebrations we used to do for myself, and you know what, the Fan had it down. They did a great job. Take the listeners golfing. And I guess I did a Happy Gilmore. I don't remember that, but we'll show it, and other attempts at the Happy Gilmore swing. Take a look at the playoffs upcoming. One of the Raptors, I wonder what they're thinking. Let's win a game. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting now in both conferences. We do not have picks today. There will be, I looked today, it was tough to find them. Last week.
Dry card? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think last week someone screwed us, but we were probably 5 for 6. Otherwise, today we'll also have a guest. Now, Christian Smith is with the Second City Touring Company. Jillian Walsh came in before.
Yeah, about a month ago.
About a month ago.
Yep.
They have worked together, and of course, the storied Second City Troupe. We'll talk to him, and he likes sports. So we'll get his take on what he likes. Baseball, of course, is one of them. Also, he says basketball. I wonder what that means.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? So we'll do that today. Also, there's as I said, as we take a look at the golf stories from the Masters, the one thing that is bizarre is that Tony Finau, you know, in the par 3 competition, he holes out, like he holes in one.
Yep.
And you know, it's kind of a fun thing, right? But you got to realize that you're one of the largest, if not certainly in North America, the biggest golf tournament of the year, where the biggest of names show up is like the next day. He goes out and he does like a, I don't know,
like I've never golfed in my life act.
Yeah, and then pulls like a White Shoes Johnson going backwards after the hole in one, and then he dislocates his ankle, and then he has to put it back in. This is golf we're talking about here, folks. But then he goes out and shoots a 68 on Thursday.
Awesome round.
Like that's nothing short of basically a miracle when you think about it. Now, at time of this broadcast, so as you know, we go off at 10 a.m. Eastern-ish, or we try to. And so at that point, obviously, they have started already. And at this point, Tony Finau was one of the first to go off on a Friday morning. And he is +1 after 1. So no more moonwalking, no more doing the robot after a decent shot. How's about just make more good shots and less ankle dislocating? That was just very bizarre yesterday. Jordan Spieth, the leader after day number 1, 6 under 66. And for whatever reason, I'm sure that will make people unhappy, as the Jordan Spieth hate does exist. There are people that do not like him. I'm not in that category, Dave. I don't know why. Is it because he's young?
Well, I think it's because he was acting a little bit pissy a couple Masters ago when he melted down on the back 9 and he had his little hissy fit, and you know, I don't know.
Something
I think
tells me Dave Bastel also not in the Jordan Spieth camp.
Well, it's just one of those things where, you know, you act like a loser, you're gonna feel
okay, so I've heard pissy, baby, and loser in the first 15 seconds. I don't believe they exchange Christmas cards, I think is what I'm feeling here today.
Great golfer, though. He can win it. He's won it before. He could do it again.
So you, I believe, have...
Came in at 12-1, by the way, Jordan Spieth, to win the tournament.
Who do you have? Who's your...
Well, I did something a little bit different. I did and you're going to laugh at one of them and go, to the other. So I'll let you decide how you want to go with it. On sportsinteraction.com, which I recommend doing before the tournament because they don't have it anymore, they have what you call a piñata pick. So you have the swinging horse. You click on it. And who doesn't like a swinging horse, right? Huh? Yeah. You click on it, and then it goes straight to your bet. You click on bet, and then you have to bet what kind of wager. And you get it at 76 to 1. Okay? So because I'm curious and because I want to open up the Pandora box, the piñata, I want to see what kind of candy falls from it. I throw $1 at it just to see what I get.
Sure, why not?
First one I got, Mike Weir.
Oh.
Mike Weir. And I'm like, this is garbage. And I start freaking on the computer like some of us have in the past.
Yes, I've seen that.
And we will continue to for the rest of our lives. I go, okay, I'm going to hit the piñata again. So I strike the piñata, go to the bet, and I wager $2. Because I'm a big heavy hitter when it comes to not knowing what the bet is. Like, honestly, you never know what you're going to get, right? So you could get what I got, and then you could get what I just got. Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler, well,
that's not bad.
Just concentrate. And what was the number on that one?
It was 76 to 1.
Oh,
Piñata bet is 76, but you can get, just like, you can get Tiger, you could get Henrik Stenson, you can get Don January. You can get Mike Weir. You could get Russell Graham. You never know what you're going to get. So I got Ricky on one, and Mike Weir, who shot a 97 yesterday, or somewhere around there.
I didn't think he was still.
Yeah, he was in the tournament.
I didn't think he was still allowed. It's like, hey guys, this is awkward. You have to not play. Sorry, I won. I know you've won.
I know you're a former champion.
But nobody wants you here.
Making an exception.
Who said that? Everyone. Everyone has said that. Everyone has said, well, he's not going to play, is he? Yeah, I don't know what accent that was supposed to be.
That's pretty good.
But it'd be someone, Ernie Els.
You sounded like Ian Baker Finch.
Okay, all right, there you go. Did Ian Baker Finch say that? He did.
He did.
He did. And by the way, the meal that you chose was really bad, and people are still talking about it. Although, Sergio Garcia, why are you serving salad? No salad.
Really, eh?
No. You the Masters, like, if it's a salad, it better have, like, chunks of, like, human flesh or something good in it. Like, I mean, you better have, I don't know. It just salad it doesn't cut it.
Do you have the leaderboard in front of you? I'll tell you a bet I did make for real on Sports Interaction. Just pull up the leaderboard.
Let's take the leaderboard, okay.
So this was done on Sunday, and I got it at 135 to 1. And I put down $2 because I knew the bet and I knew it was a long shot. So I'll take the 270 on the $2 bet. Adam Hadwin of Canada.
Ooh.
I know. Or some would say Canada.
Yes.
Adam Hadwin right now.
Who's a T3?
T3 minus 3 goes off at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Shot a 69 as he's in a group with Charlie Hoffman.
Okay. So you know it's relaxed?
Totally. Patrick Reed, a lot of people liked him.
Yeah.
Stenson.
Yeah, it's up there.
He is up there. There's no question.
Well, you know what? It's Thursday, though. That's the thing that sucks. I'll be a lot more excited if we're talking about this on Sunday night, or Saturday night, I should say, going, oh, I have a chance. Because it's Adam Hadwin, right? So it's...
He's played some damn good golf.
He has.
I don't think, I mean, look, if it gets close on a Sunday at Augusta, that is a whole universe. Whole universe. And if you haven't been there before, oh my God, I couldn't imagine what that feels like. Every shot you must be like, even though you're a professional, you got your tour card, you played all the big tournaments, but that's different when all of a sudden you see, Butler Cabin off to the side.
Historic
Butler Cabin.
Historic. Yeah, don't forget
Butler Cabin, yeah.
Oh, the other thing.
It's such a weird thing they do. It's very uncomfortable.
They get mad when you don't call it that.
Oh.
The one thing I've heard from a couple friends who have gone there, you walk on the grounds and you look around, and near the opening gate, you'll see a lot of people bending over just to touch the grass. I know, it's the truth. And it's like, it's not a cat. It's not a dog. It's grass.
People, like, they put things in little jars and plastic bags, like sand traps. They go by. Oops.
Well, I've heard of people, and this is kind of, but I could see the reason.
I might do the sand trap one if I put it in a jar. I could live with that.
People have carried the remains of their family.
Yes, I know.
To sprinkle at Augusta.
Yeah.
Now,
if you get caught doing it.
Ooh. major
That's like
fine, and there's something else to it too. I think there's probably jail time.
Georgia to begin with.
Yeah.
So
not a good time.
You do something bad in Georgia.
Not a good place to do it. Is that what you're saying?
No. They don't realize that it's not 1940, and especially at Augusta, because like if you want a sandwich or a drink, like a beer,
it is 1940 prices.
It's like 55 cents or something.
Like
it is very bizarre. One year we should do that, but they say the most fun is if you can rent one of those houses with a bunch of people just off the side.
Correct.
As people go by, because then you can have your drinks and your whatever, and you don't have to worry about the Gestapo from Augusta coming by saying, "Hey, boy, is that a phone there?" Like, I mean,
because you're not allowed phones.
And this time they're really going to crack down, and I don't blame them. I don't like the yells and the screaming of the get in the hole, or as we learned yesterday, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I don't get
that.
What are you
doing? Like, okay, so Dave mentioned a whole bunch of players. Here's what kills me. This is actually courtesy. I didn't see this.
Justin Rose was my pick, though.
Okay, you're going to hear Justin Rose, but not really. A stand-up who does impressions, and I believe he's from Ireland. Of course he's from Ireland. Connor Moore does golf impressions. This is courtesy, by the way, also of Uncle Lou.
Yes.
Uncle Lou saw this. He said, you got to see this.
Good morning.
So I'm saying this is obviously property of Connor Moore and courtesy of the London Sun. Here is Connor Moore, and this is unbelievable. When you get to the Tiger Woods voice, you're going to freak. Here is Connor Moore doing impressions of, like, literally every golfer that's going to play the Masters this weekend. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think last year was incredible, amazing, to win the green jacket, I think. It was incredible.
Sergio.
But, I come back this year, all I hear about is Tiger. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. If I hear Tiger one more time.
I won't be competing at Augusta this year. Between playing not great golf and my cholesterol going up and down, it hasn't been a great year.
Patrick.
It's great to be back at Augusta. Last year I had the winning post in sights. Great tournament, great guys. It's a real honour, I'm sure, for them to be playing alongside an Olympic champion. So
yeah, I know I'm gonna have to play my hardest if I want to play any part. But if I win,
is that Stenson,
I
right?
might just take my pants
Who does
off
Stenson
like
boys?
WGC and stand there my underwear. As you can probably tell from the tone of my voice, expression of my face,
DJ.
I can't wait for Augusta, man. It was difficult, but I qualified for Augusta, which is a nice surprise for everyone, as I'm the most exciting player on the tour.
Poulter.
That's just my opinion, but I know I'm right. Well,
Bubba.
Oh, man. Conditions are really tough out there. Really, really, really tough. But, I thought I played well. I really did. And, I can't wait for the weekend. I feel good. I really do. Man, this morning's tough.
To play good golf, you need a good driver and a good cigar.
Jimenez.
Bitterly disappointed not to be there this week, but I plan on being back next year. Once I keep my head down, train hard, and stay fit.
Shane Lowry.
Who do I think is going to win the Masters? I'm going to say Jordan Spieth. I played 2 holes with Jordan yesterday. We only got 2 in, but I tell you, what I saw from him in those 7 hours was just incredible. I think I was looking at a new Masters champion. Obviously, it's the one major I don't have, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's a really strong field. With Dustin and Jordan and Tiger, and I think Sergio.
That is amazing. The
really
roar,
good.
and look, a lot of these guys like Poulter and so on, like I don't know if I would recognize that impression, but I'm telling you, the Tiger was unbelievable. The Rory was really good.
Rory was really good. Yeah, a lot of the British, Irish, Scottish, UK accents, very good.
Is Bubba the biggest freak on the tour?
He's a weird looking dude too.
But everything about him is weird. His swing is weird.
Yeah.
His story is weird. He acts weird.
Yeah, his wife's taller than him, by the way.
She's from Markham, Ontario.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's been known to play some of the courses around.
Yeah,
that.
the course.
Like Markham Green. He's been there.
It used to be called John Evelyn's, and we used to call it Johnny Evelyn Speedway. He was a piece of work. And Bubba has like the record there now.
Yes.
I forget what they call the
He's on the scorecard too.
Yeah, it's weird. But again, we'll talk more Masters, and I think maybe just before we do that, maybe I'm just going to show you. We've talked very often about the strangeness of swings.
Yes.
And Charles Barkley, no question, has, for an athlete, one of the weirdest swings I've ever seen. I don't understand it. Like, I literally don't understand how an athlete doesn't see flow or mechanics. And obviously we've seen Charles swing, and he has none of that.
No, this might be worse, by the way. This one coming up.
Now, granted, this person may have been born before electricity. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, so
confirmed.
there could be something to this. But I'm telling you, have you ever seen a swing like this? Slow motion. Well, no, it's not slow motion, actually. Sorry, this is real time. Now, how did that get out there? Here it comes. I think this, now they're going to reach out, pull back, lean, swivel, and jump.
Woof.
I've never seen anything in my life like that.
Not me.
In your life.
In your life, exactly.
So, Dave.
Golf swing is very, very easy to manipulate between the batting stance and a stance. There's this 1, 2, 3. Obviously, I can't move well. 1, 2, 3. I don't get the
like swinging a baseball bat or a club. Okay, and also too, like for instance, a lot of times you talk about tempo. So even in coaching high school football, when kids were learning, and I was showing them how to place kick.
Yeah.
It's tempo. Foot goes down, you bring it back. It's all one motion.
Yes.
Everything is fluid. At no point am I stopping.
No.
And so these people that do that in their golf swing, I don't know where you get that from, because it's not a natural thing to do. Well, okay, there's a lot of things that aren't natural. The Happy Gilmore, I know everyone sort of tried it. I forgot about this. But when the Fan 960 used to have my birthday, we'd take listeners out and go golfing. Here's a recording, and I don't remember this because, quite honestly, there was always a lot of alcohol during these birthday golf tournaments. Here is me, and I don't remember this, captured doing the Happy Gilmore swing.
Ready. Mike Special. Happy Gilmore.
Take one. Go to your home ball.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I don't remember doing that, but it turned out okay.
Sounded great.
Yeah, it did. It's there was, but people try it, and the thing is, it's basically it's like footwork. It's like anything else. You just have to have the feet right. Some people aren't good at it because generally they're going to lose their balance. Here is attempt number 2 of the Happy Gilmores.
Recording.
Watch this. Now, have you ever tried the? Yeah. It's a weird thing to do because it's not.
It's like a 50-50 failure success.
It's not going to get you. I've seen some pros do it. I think Patrick I've seen doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to do it, try not to ruin your golf clubs at the same time. Watch this boner. I don't even know how he does it. I have no idea. But he's going to need a new driver. How do you? I don't know how he did that.
He just broke his golf club.
And that's what you love. Your friends now laughing at the fact that you are an idiot. But you're usually golf with idiots. That's how it works. Okay, so look, we're going to talk to Christian Smith with the touring company of Second City. He is a sports fan. We're going to find out just what he sees. Maybe because of his experience on the road, he knows more. Maybe this is what the road has taught him. Christian Smith, and once again, if you've ever been to Second City, it used to be the old fire hall. It is where some of the greatest comedic actors of our time, whether it's Saturday Night Live or you go through the old fire hall in Chicago, the biggest names in movies have come out of where Christian is going to join us, and we always look forward to it. Here's a little bit of his work. When we come back on the other side, it will be Christian Smith of Second City. And there it is from the main. That's the main stage. I think that we're seeing here. Is it not that piece right there with the ballet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
we had to dig something upon you, bud.
yeah.
Yeah. Holy, look at that. That's so funny.
See, I'm hoping, because some people go, oh, so the thing that the Toronto Star wrote about and said it's the worst performance that they've seen since Abraham Lincoln's play.
Wow, that's cutting.
Because you put stuff up there like, well, why would you play that? I'm going, it's the only thing I can find. So people you'll play their video. They're like, oh yeah, that's right before the drummer was crushed by a train, and so we try to find stuff that hopefully makes sense. And thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
We find out that I guess that you're a Toronto boy.
I am.
Toronto. So where was high school for you?
You heard of York Mills Collegiate?
York Mills Collegiate.
Yeah.
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
I grew up in Scarborough and then traveled to York Mills. So Scarborough, York Mills, and then went to York University. So I stayed in this area.
Yes.
With something with York in the title at least.
York University. So what did you take there? Was that is there a theater program or something?
There is acting.
Right from the start, you liked it,
right
right?
from the start.
Okay.
Grade 6, man. I did a play. I tried to be the funny guy in a play, and I somehow did it.
The best thing about York University is they have more holidays than any other university I know.
Yes.
They get all the Jewish ones, and there's about 27 of them, and I can't pronounce any of them.
Yes.
I'm not from Stouffville. What do I know?
Yeah.
And then and then everything else, which is fantastic. I knew a lot of guys at the music program.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to play one of the halls, where the commons rooms.
Yeah. No way. It's a great school for music as well.
Yeah, they were tremendous. They came from all over. The Berkeley School of Music, I played with guys who used to come up from Boston.
Just to play at York.
Just to play at York, and I used to get a chance. And they were all jazz guys, so it was all really cool. Like, and of course I was like, wow!
Yeah.
Like, why do we have him? I don't want to be with him.
You play drums?
Yo, I did for 13 years.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, no,
You don't like it?
Oh no. Well, people are like, oh, great. Like my parents. I don't know. My parents the double kick.
Oh man,
in the basement
you had a double
for like
kick in the basement.
Gongs,
You were
and
your
bells.
parents' favorite child.
Oh, we all know that's not true. We've talked about it. Well, thanks so much for coming in. Jillian was in about a month ago.
Welsh.
Yeah, Jillian, and just as people know in this country, certainly. Second City is the pinnacle. I mean, if you want to be a comedic success, comedic acting, I'm not necessarily stand up, but it has a resume unlike, I would say, any other institution in the world. Really.
Yeah, especially Canada. It's one of the only places in this country that you have like a consistent job in comedy on stage, because there's only about 12 jobs in the Second City that you can even work as a performer, and then the rest of the country, it's like you're just trying to make that like a TV show, or you're trying to be on a TV show, or you're trying to do stand-up, which is very dissimilar to sketch comedy.
Right. And I think a lot of people may not understand that the difference between doing stand-up and then sort of improv comedic acting, that they are really a universe apart.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like you have to be, like to be a stand-up, you the sides of your brain you have to activate just to be able to be a good writer, to be able to like shoot out ideas and like fail in front of an audience. But like the same thing with sketch comedy with the Second City and improv, you're failing a lot more, but it's a different kind of vibe. You're by yourself in stand-up. Almost always you're with a team to fail with in sketch or improv.
We have a lot of them on, and I can tell you the stand-ups we have on, they're sad people. They're low self-esteem. There's a lot of self-loathing that goes on in it. So they go out there and they're in their own little world, and it doesn't matter how much as they view being hated. Which is always a great attitude when you go on stage. Oh yeah, well I hate you. To share is weird for them, because they have to be sort of their own little intact thing, because they have no one else to rely on except themselves.
It's true. And versus us, where we have to be vulnerable in order to get anyone to give a crap about us. Can I say that?
You can say anything you want,
shit,
bud.
fuck, it doesn't matter where it is.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Shit, fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. Your parents are going, oh, this is a lovely show.
Great. So
we send them to good schools. Look what happens.
Yeah. York, the greatest school ever. Just chirping the alma mater.
So how do you find yourself now to get into Second City? It's a process. You don't show up and all of a sudden, I want to be in the touring company. No, I want to be on main stage.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into actually making the grade.
Yeah, like I feel like it all started when I watched The Second City years ago, and I'm like, this is so good. And like I saw like some amazing alumni perform, and I was inspired by it. I did sketch and improv all throughout university, and there's a woman who is a year older than me in university named Stacey McGonigal, who's currently on the main stage cast. And she already did it, and she came back and she did it again, and she's doing it currently for this show that's on The Second City that's opening on Monday. She is unreal, and she's partly one of my inspirations because I was in acting school, and they try to kind of cut the comedy out of you. They try to like
take the fun out of you.
Yeah, it's true. They take it so seriously, and I'm like, I love it. I love being a dramatic actor as well, but I'm like, I also love being funny, and I love making people laugh. And Stacey would always make people laugh, and I'm like, oh, she's doing her own thing. And then she got on Second City, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get in there. So over time, just taking classes, and like I've always done this stuff anyway, so it was just kind of a natural thing. And then finally they hired me, which was the best. And here we are. We're making our spring show now, so it's great.
Yeah, and tell me about the spring show. What can people expect? What's it about? I know you don't want to dive too far into it, but give us a taste.
Yeah, so it's creating these shows are a little odd because the touring company has less time, so we get to kind of find out as we go. We like try out premises in front of audiences live, so we think we know what we want to do. Then we give them a shot on the audiences. If they like it, they laugh, and then we probably put in the show. If they don't like it, they don't laugh. That's getting cut right away. So right now we're like playing around with like what spring means to people, like changing of the like weather, changing of like loves, like spring fling. Like we're talking about like shifting in like feeling. So especially with Canadians, we don't know what it's like day to day with weather.
Yeah, welcome snow.
Yeah, so this is the easiest thing. We want to start off so basic. It's like, what do people think of spring? They don't know what weather is next. So it's like today it's snowing, tomorrow it'll be sunny. So that's just like one premise generated off of just like one thing everyone thinks about.
Jeremy Hotz, who's a good friend of the show, has come on for years. And he's going to hate that I bring this up because I still think it's funny. You know, you watch those comedy now, and those things go back to the 20s, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Like these are old. And he has that whole bit in spring in Canada how everything smells like poo. Everything. You know, enough of this love is in the air. He goes, you get on a bus, poo.
Yeah.
Like it just, and it is in Canada. You go through that month period where people are like, oh, isn't it lovely? The poo smell?
Yeah.
We're wearing too many layers, and you're trying to not wear layers. It's frustrating, which is why I think Canadians are really good drinkers.
Yes.
Thank God for alcohol, because who's enjoying this?
No, not one. Jeremy Hotz is.
Yeah,
he is killing it with that.
Like
huge
you don't seem like a bitter person. You seem like a full functioning person, which sometimes people who on the comedic side, as they said, they're lacking something. There's something's gone horribly wrong. Your life looks like it's gone pretty good.
Oh, that is so funny.
No, it's a disaster.
It's a disaster. I'm getting off of being
okay.
So sick. No. I mean, like, I feel like I'm surrounded by a ton of really positive comedians, and like, rather than like negative cats who are just like always trying to bring people down. So that's great. I'm just surrounded by. I'm also dating a comedian, and I've never done that before in my entire life. I was like, nah, I'm never gonna date an actor. Never gonna date a comedian. She's great. She's positive. I mean, you know what? My life is perfect. It is great.
So she's a positive comedian.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and so good. So
Can you say
good.
that? Can we find out who this is?
Yeah, she's actually in the cast with me.
In the troupe.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Natalie Metcalf.
Natalie Metcalf. Okay.
Yeah, just outstanding. She's so talented.
Yeah,
She's
we'll get
like
her on the show to go, I'm dating a loser.
She is going to lean right into that, too.
A zero.
Oh, please. Send it up for her. Yeah. Give her an alley-oop.
But see, here's the other thing, too. You know, when I look at, just the challenges that you have, because comedy's very difficult. If you're going to be in something that's serious, and you look at Christian and go, oh, yeah, he could be like in Braveheart. You'd be like one of those guys who's like, you killed my father, or something like that.
Yes,
it'd be,
I love that.
Yeah, you'd be like something like that. If you looked at the serious side of things before this has taken over, who did you like? Not that you saw yourself being, but you thought, if I was an actor like this,
oh man,
I'd be happy. Who was it? Who is it?
You know who I loved for a long time is Gosling.
Yeah,
he did that. He did that movie Blue Valentine. It's a gut-wrenching, sad movie, and I'm like, yeah, let's see what that's about. And here I am doing like comedy instead. Clearly, I've made a choice. But I love drama, man. I love so I go out for parts in like TV shows sometimes.
Sure you do. Who's your agency? Can we say who it is?
Sure. I don't know. Fountainhead. They're probably happy I said their name.
Fountainhead. Yeah. So you're with Julie.
Julie's one of my agents.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
she
Well, they're very good friends. I actually call them. They're like second parents to me.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah, they're out of control. They're
Married
so
to
nice.
Jeff Lumby, who is bitter and angry and
Yes.
and mad all the time.
Yes.
Yes.
That's so fun. No, I specifically, because the way I like, sometimes I have sharp features. I go out for the worst guys.
You're like a bad guy?
Always. I only book bad guys.
That's excellent, though.
It's great. It's
Hey,
great. There's
welcome
dudes.
to the show.
Yeah. Let's go. like drug dealers, racist dudes, homeless guys.
Nice.
Like homeless guys aren't necessarily bad guys, but the homeless guys I play, bad guys.
Bad-
You know
bad
what I mean?
homeless guys.
Yeah. Unredeemable characters
See,
or irredeemable.
this is how I know you're a
characters.
good person. This is how I know you're a good person. For me, I'm like homeless guy, whatever. Run over him. I don't care if I'm underneath the gardener and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just keep going as a homeless guy. People are like, you can't say that anymore.
Yeah.
You're like, not that homeless people are bad. He threw that in. Christian, good person. Well, because there are the good homeless. Who are the good homeless? What do they have? Candies? Are they handing things out? I've never seen these kinds of people.
Cedric down the street, just a great guy telling me how the weather's going to be.
No, you take the smoke. Wow, it's unbelievable.
Thanks, man.
Right?
And that's
A
how I
Cohiba.
got so sick.
Wow.
That's how I got so sick. Just smoking that guy's cigarette.
Well, and so there's that line, I guess, for you where, what are you sick of auditioning or for this serious stuff? I mean, because you've got to make that jump. And obviously, you hit Second City. That's, I'm not saying big time, but in that world, significant.
Yeah. In terms of you mean do I look forward to making the jump into dramatic stuff, or am I over?
Yeah, are you
auditioning?
over the dramatic and all of a sudden you're...
Interesting. I'm not. I love it.
Because it's hard to, there's very few, I think of Tom Hanks, and you're watching, what was the original one where there's they dress like girls, or what are that? Bosom Buddies. And he's known for all, he goes in Splash, and Tom Hanks is hysterical, like one of my favorites.
Yes.
Then, boom, movie about AIDS.
Yes.
I'm like,
Philadelphia. That's right.
yeah, who does that?
Yeah.
It's so hard. And now, I'll watch anything Tom Hanks is in, because he's
Out of
brilliant in
control.
everything.
He's so good.
But that's hard to do.
Yeah, I think it's like the Robin Williams effect, the Tom Hanks effect. Like these guys who, and these are just like certain male guys that are so good at it. Like they come from a comedic sensibility, and bring it to the dramatic side. Like that's why sometimes Robin Williams' parts are so compelling when he does dramatic, because you don't see it in him. And those guys, he was so sad, so he can play the range and also make
there was a
people
darkness,
laugh.
so obviously we didn't know about.
Yeah, and I think a ton of comedians have that because
Sure they
they're
do.
constantly evaluating themselves, and a lot of actors have that. And when it comes to comedy, you're always trying to make people laugh. You don't often touch on that dark side of we all kind of latch onto sometimes. So I think I like it because I'm able to kind of tell different stories, and sometimes I bring that to the stage, and that's sometimes a funnier sketch because people relate to that darkness or that gritty kind of thing, and then they're laughing way more than they thought they would if it's just a bit.
So is SCTV, because of age differential, I guess, is that still an influence of those that take the Second City courses and go on the touring? Are they still looked at as sort of that Mount Rushmore, sort of the gods of that, or is it just too far away?
Oh, that's a great question. I think mine specifically was the Whose Line Is It Anyways, the Kids in the Hall kind of stuff growing up. And I think SCTV was, I would still watch some, but it wasn't as much of an influence. Now, I think the influences for people are odd TV shows like Community or a really great new TV show, Baroness von Sketch, which is an amazing show. But I think people are not bringing up SCTV's,
right,
Whose Lines. I mean, sometimes they are. They're like, oh,
It's
I love
probably a
Colin
generational thing.
Sure,
too,
it
is.
Right? It's almost
Yeah.
like us as people, we're not sitting there going, Maurice Richard. I loved watching. No,
Yes.
you didn't. You read about Maurice Richard.
Yes.
You knew about Jacques Plante. You didn't
Yes.
see Jacques Plante and Maurice Richard when they were 18-year-olds in the NHL and
yeah,
stuff like that.
It's
So-
like me. That's such a great point because I can bring up Matt Sundin, one of my probably my favorite hockey player of all time, to someone now, and they're like, oh yeah, he was the captain, right? And it's like, oh, you didn't.
See,
you
and
never
that's not
lived.
an old reference.
Right.
It's not.
Not-
It's a pretty regular. It's not dated at all. He's still an amazing.
Yeah, we're big Doug Gilmour guys.
Oh
So,
yeah,
you know.
I watched Dougie play. You know what I mean? So it's I think that happens in generation with every kind of art or sport or
Sure.
even probably politics. I mean, I'm not as I'm a huge sports guy and a huge acting dude, but politics, I feel like I couldn't be oh God, the days when
Brian Mulrooney.
For sure, yeah, Brian Mulrooney. I was gonna go. Yeah, I was gonna go deeper.
Neither of us
Johnny McDonald.
are that politically in tune.
$5 bill.
Like we're really not that in tune. And I just look back and they go, "Did you like Harper?" I go, "Yeah," because no, we never saw him, and no one was mad.
And we
Yeah.
interviewed
And
him, too.
we interviewed him.
You did?
We talked to him for like 25 minutes, and he was talking about his hockey book, and he talked about living in Calgary, and living in Leaside, living in London. I go, I lived in all those places. High five.
Yeah.
I don't
And
think
we
he-
had here.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but he's supposed to stay for like 10 minutes, and we had him for like almost a half an hour. They said, he's got to go. So the political thing, I think too, and very much when you see the artistic side, so you see the musicians, you see the actors, and it's very active these days. A lot of anti-Trump or this or that, which is why I think comedy is a good release for it. But sometimes I think it's a drain because no matter what stance you take, there's going to be almost another 50% who don't agree with what you're talking about.
That's such a great point.
Yeah.
That's such a great point because as comedians, we have to talk about that. We are the gateway for people to break into that thought process of like, oh, how do you feel about Doug Ford? How do you feel about Kathleen Wynne? And we have to say it, but also so many people are rolling their eyes because that's all they ingest on TV
correct.
over and over again.
So Second City's never really been a political. I'm thinking of all the main stages I've seen over the years and the different troops. I mean, they would have, I guess, commentary, but it was like a place to get away from that to a degree.
I would agree. I think your statement's probably bang on. Where for the most part they do try to have some political commentary, but I think moreover it's social commentary. I think politics are something that I think we're all under the same umbrella of. We are so over the same discourse all the time, but socially, I think it's a really great place for people to kind of learn something. People who are from like Oshawa are coming in, who are like who have a specific like upbringing versus people from Scarborough versus people from Etobicoke, and then all coming in under one roof and getting one perspective from comedians. Like, oh, okay, that's something to chew on.
These guys who go into politics, and we've had a bunch. I mean, Tim Hudak came on, and Tim Hudak is talking to me. He goes, "Can I stop you for a second?" 'Cause I said, "Why are you doing this?"
Yeah.
Like there are fake Twitter accounts like his dog and stuff, and his dog hates him, and his dog thinks he's. I go, people are making fun of you physically, like you don't have a nice face. You got a nice face. It's nice enough, a pleasant face. And I said, why are you doing this? He goes, because I think I can do a good job serving.
Yeah.
I want to serve. I want to be in public service. I'm like, okay, well, good luck with all that because it just seems like this day there's so much tension around. Even I talk about it off the air. We never talk about it on the show, really. Just because you're just buried with it. But I think another escape, which is what we do for a living, is talking about sports. And sometimes it's the great escape on a daily basis where you're like, oh, I can't believe there's more people. There's bad news about the guns. There's whatever, blah blah blah. Because it's so heavy, and then you're like, March Madness.
Yes.
Oh. I think Virginia's going to win it all. Nope, wrong.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing too. And you're saying you're a sports guy, and I'm guessing from this area, you're
He's
a
a
Leaf
Leafs
man.
guy.
You're a
Oh,
Leaf
you
fan.
know I am.
Oh,
You
this
know
over
it.
here is the world's largest Russell.
Leaf fan?
Is a Leaf fan.
Oh yes. How could you
He takes
not?
his pillow at night and goes, "Oh, Austin." Oh. Like, no, it's weird. Oh, he
Yes.
just, it is. Yeah.
Sorry, man. I mean, it's weird, but it's like I respect it. I respect it. Yeah. How could you not growing up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like if I weren't an actor or a comedian, I would do something in sports.
Right.
Something. I wouldn't be I always play sports, but I'm not like those guys. I'm not an athlete like them. Woo, that kind of like skill. But damn, I know too much. You know when you like live on fantasy sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
We're pointing.
Yeah.
You can see we're pointing at Russell right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You just
full on
Lives on
fantasy.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's just so fun. It's just great. Yeah.
Okay, who are you hoping for as a Leaf fan to face Boston or Tampa Bay? Kind of curious.
I honestly think we have a better chance against Boston.
Really?
I
eh?
do.
The hated Bruins that
I also want to play
scored
them
3
right-
goals in 10 minutes.
Oh, I was by myself at home watching
I know it's
that.
a different team. I know it's a different
It's a different, almost not fully different. I think Naz is still on it from then, and like
Tyler Bozak,
and JVR. But like that team is so different.
Yeah,
and
I
like
know.
the vibe is. I also want retribution right away.
But I think people don't even think of the last 10 minutes of that third period. I don't. Well, Russell, maybe you do. Maybe you're.
I like bringing it up.
Well, I know you like bringing it up.
Yeah,
He likes to just poke.
scratch that scab.
Because they're tied. They're tied at 110 points. Tampa Bay has Buffalo and Carolina, which should be 2 wins.
Yep.
Boston has Ottawa and Florida, that should be 2 wins.
Yep.
So if everything is equal, Tampa Bay clinches because of more wins.
Yes.
Boston would finish second, so you might have your way. You might have your revenge on Zdeno Chara and Brad Marchand.
Oh, I want it.
Patrice Bergeron.
I want to make Brad cry. I hate that dude. He's good. I hate that dude.
You probably wish Milan Lucic was still on the team to beat him.
Oh, to
too.
get him, yeah. He's a scrub. Milan
He is.
Lucic is done,
totally
man.
is,
yeah.
Yeah, now it's not any fun.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
no,
He's-
beating on a scrub. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you just how over the top Russell is. He tells girls in bars that he's a Leaf scout.
No.
And I said, "Come on,
he
Rob."
does.
And this is so. Get the tape of the kid that you said you're scouting for the Leafs. He's doing a slap shot drill, and I just thought, go ahead. This is Russell's latest find for the Leafs. This is run.
Scouted player.
He has Mitch Marner's height, he says.
There you go.
And,
So,
and a smile.
yeah.
So,
Yes.
Ironically, he's probably only 4 years younger than
Yeah,
Marner.
Mitch. Yeah. Mitch still can't vote. No, I don't know.
Who's your favorite then?
Leaf.
Yeah,
Now
of all time.
Matt.
It's Matt Sundin.
I love him. I also.
Is he going to be replaced by an Austin Matthews, a Mitch Marner, a Nylander?
For all-time leading
yes.
scorer.
Do you think?
because he is right now. Matt's is number one.
Yes.
Wow. I think Austin has a chance as replacing him as all-time leading scorer, replacing him as like Captain Leaf.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's a new generation of like people and kids and like how they're taught media training. Matt's was just affable and lovable and like smart and articulate, and our newer players are all so guarded and use very specific wording
absolutely.
and everything.
Except for Kadri. That's why I love having him on.
I love Nas.
Because Kadri just says, he goes, yeah, I was talking to this guy and I told him. You know, he'll just say something like a kid at York Mills Collegiate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I told him you shouldn't be drinking like that before the night beforehand. You should get those prostitutes out of the room. What was that?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we're taking it one game at a time. And
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just say stuff, and I love him for it.
Yeah. He's always been kind of like that, dude. He's always had trouble with that stuff, but then also like I love that guy. I like the way he plays. He's always like been the biggest Leaf fan himself.
Yeah,
His
he's
dad has.
he's like one of Russell, except obviously with
talent.
skills and talent and height and he's made it, and he's playing on the team.
Yeah.
It's like he represents all of you guys.
He truly does.
Yeah.
And I love him. And every time like they mispronounce his name in like opposing broadcasts,
Nazim?
I always get so offended. I'm like, learn his name.
Yeah.
It's so easy
He's
to
a
say.
30-goal guy.
He's a 30-goal
back-to-back
guy. Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah.
You should know this.
I know.
Because they say they're uncomfortable saying the name, right?
No,
Because it's
no,
like,
no.
look, he's not flying planes into buildings, folks. He's not. There's no jihad, but they're like Nazim.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Get over
Yeah.
it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's JVR playing next year? Oh, not here.
I think Bozak's gone
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I think Leo's gone too.
I think Leo's gone too. I feel like if you're gonna sign anyone, it's JVR. If you're gonna sign anyone,
It's gonna cost some money though.
I know, and you're gonna have to pay Nylander and Marner.
That's right.
I just, like I said, he's one of our favorites here. I mean, I'm biased, is that he's been on our show over the years, and and I love I like what he's about, like
Yeah.
everything I like, and I'm like, at some point, it's just like how much. And this is the world that we live in, and this is why you talk about who can be Captain Leaf or Captain. I mean, we grew up in an era where it wasn't common, but you could be the captain for that franchise for maybe forever.
Yeah, 10 years.
Or at least 10, 12. Now it's well, if you got to go, you got to go. And you'd mentioned, and I think about it, where he could end up. If I'm the Rangers, that's where I'm going.
That's smart.
Because the Rangers, and they need a lot, but that's almost a coming home-ish area.
Sure.
I mean, I guess if we went to New Jersey, but or Philadelphia, back to Philadelphia
Yeah,
would also be
that'd be
something
so
that makes sense.
odd.
But if I'm the Rangers, that's the kind of guy that I would go
It'd
after.
be a great like place for him too, in terms of like city and like they need it. They need a guy like that.
It's a great
for a
fit.
second
They
line
could
winger.
give him term. They could give him money.
Yeah.
They could give him stability. Not that he needs it because he's earned a lot of money, but
Yeah.
he will make that payday just
Yeah.
because of the seasons he's had here. And
Yeah.
it's too bad. It's a pretty big loss for the Maple Leafs
I
because
know.
they don't have that type of guy that they could just, we'll replace him with this guy. It's like, no, you don't have that down low guy that will
Yes.
sit in front of the net, right? So-
Yeah, and single-handedly bring a team out of a slump
Right.
multiple times in this year alone. When they say he's over the hill, and it's like, are you kidding me? This guy's so good.
How far do they go then? So if they play Boston,
Yeah,
they beat
Christian.
Boston?
Yeah,
Oh,
Christian.
man.
Come on, Smith. You're on the
Oh,
spot.
how far do they go? They get.
Smitty, do you get Smitty?
I do.
All right.
Of course
I
he
like
does.
Smitty.
All
do.
Smiths are
Yeah,
Smitty.
all right.
Freaking Smitty
Yeah,
growing up.
yeah.
Always.
Smitty, put some pants on. Right, gotcha.
Oops, my bad, my bad. Mom, sorry, Mom. Yeah, she goes with Smitty.
Yeah, York University. I went there. It was like Roman orgies every time I went there. I said, "What is this?
I don't need pants."
They said, "You can take a shower when you leave." I gotta boil myself when I leave York University. That place was like Caligula was the school president.
Yep, you don't even need to hold a fork anymore. You just need a sheet over your sides.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the question.
I think they're not making the Stanley Cup Finals. They're not. I don't think they're getting past the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
I think they can
You
win.
think they'll win the series, eh?
Wow.
I think they beat Boston.
Look at Russell is beaming over there. You're now the favorite guest. You notice your microphone sound is perfect. Everything's nice.
Yes.
If you said, well, I think they might. What's that? We losing Christians? How many years are they away from being like the team to beat?
Next year.
You think next year?
That fast,
wow.
eh?
The kids are.
They might need some defensemen.
That's the huge.
You might want to get rid of Roman Polak.
Get rid of Roman.
You might want to get rid of Ron Hainsey eventually.
Well, probably next year. Like, you can't give this what is he 35, 36? Ron Hainsey.
He's had a nice season, but in March he's kind of turned into how old he is, and he's because they've used him so much,
yes.
right? So
even yesterday they played him like 25 minutes. I'm like, against you don't need this game.
No,
what are you doing playing him 25 minutes?
I don't know why.
Connor Carrick.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why some of these players haven't, been held out.
Yes.
Like I understand Frederik Andersen playing because Frederik Andersen will probably play Saturday night because it makes sense to him because there will be a 4-day layoff.
Yes.
Understood. But guys like Hainsey and Polak and Morgan Riley, they shouldn't be playing.
Exactly.
I'd even sit Austin Matthews, to tell you the honest truth. Not that he's played a full year because he has been injured. JVR, maybe sit him down. Nazem Kadri, maybe sit him down. It's an easy transition for one game.
Yeah.
Give the guys 5-6 days off.
Yeah.
Bang at it again because they aren't coming out of the lineup until they're out of the playoffs from
Yes.
here on in.
It's true.
So
you're playing the game.
And some people, they talk about philosophy. Do you play everyone? Do you do whatever? Do you arrest guys? I really think it's there's no hard and fast rule. But if a guy has played a lot of hockey, obviously there's not going to be any change in standing. If you feel that the guy his motor runs better by playing him all the time, or is he like a veteran guy where you kind of don't need to play him? I don't think there's any hard and fast rule to me. As a goaltender, I think he's going to be fatigued. I think that Anderson's going to be fatigued by playing him on Saturday night. No, because you said there's 5 games. However, if it was a situation that where you thought he'd be better if he had some sort of extra day, which makes no sense to me. But there is no hard and fast. And I heard some people talking about it. I said, well, you can't have a hard rule because it's based on guys. It's based on those guys, their age, their relative health, how much. Football is a little bit different to me, Dave. And sometimes I don't mind sometimes a team playing their way, sort of working for a living, to get into the playoffs. That's sometimes where you see a little bit of run in football, but you have a week in between.
Yeah.
But for instance, the NFL, if you're one of those teams, even geographically, where you had to do that and you're a wild card, then you got to travel to the West Coast. By the time you get to like a conference final, you got no gas left in the tank.
Yeah.
You got nothing left. And there's not anything you can do about that. If I'm looking at the teams going into all the playoffs now, is there a team, by virtue of geography, by virtue of the teams they've had to play, is there a team, if they had to get in a 7-game series, is there a team, Dave, you think would really run the potential of running out of gas because they've been thin all year? Is there a team like that in that category?
I don't know.
In hockey?
I don't think there is, Smitty.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at it like running out of gas because I don't believe like the Nashville Predators have ran out of gas and they're the heavyweights.
They're getting better. Vegas,
I think that might be a good,
to me, is like a team that has looked so good all year,
but they've run out of gas in the month of March.
Exactly.
See, because I think of the teams getting to the playoffs, the worst travel schedule of all those getting in, is it Winnipeg?
It's one of them, but
almost always Winnipeg just because of their location.
But you know what? They'll open up against the Minnesota Wild, which is
not bad.
A 1-hour flight.
Yeah, perfect for them.
If they proceed, it's likely Nashville, which they faced them in the division the entire season. And after that, if you're looking at the Pacific, well, you're heading to California or that part of it, no matter who you are, right? I mean, is it tougher going Winnipeg to Anaheim, Vegas, San Jose, or is it tougher going Nashville? Because it's almost, you're crossing the continent here, right? So I don't know. I like the playoff schedule too, because it's game rest, game rest,
Yeah.
game rest.
Yeah, no,
Thing is back to back.
Yeah,
Those are out the door. Which
I don't
is
like
great.
the goofy stuff. I mean, who knows at the end? But I hate the huge break sometimes going to the Stanley Cup. I don't think
Yes.
I don't think it helps either team, to be honest.
I agree. I agree.
I don't like it.
Like, do you remember the Calgary Tampa Bay Stanley Cup final? You're going
Oh,
from
yeah.
almost opposite ends of the continent.
Mm-hmm.
Boston and Vancouver
Yeah.
was another one.
Boston,
even
Vancouver
further.
was really. It was hard on the
So-
guys who cover it. We talked to Pierre Maguire every day. Sometimes he was calling us at what, 4:30 in
That's
the
right,
morning or
before-
whatever it was. That
before
was
he'd board, yeah,
tough.
Pacific time, right?
Really tough.
So,
Now that's hockey. Basketball. You a Raps guy?
Huge basketball Raps guy. Yeah.
what do you like more, basketball or hockey?
I like them both. I think
No, you can only pick one.
growing up, I loved hockey
You
more.
like hockey.
And then as an adult, I feel like basketball in terms of like social commentary, these guys are stepping up in a great way for like our society. So I just love them both so much, and especially like they're allowed to be themselves sometimes. I think more so than hockey players.
Yeah.
Hockey players are like such goons sometimes, but I also want to hear them talking. I want to see their personalities.
Yeah.
Basketball players are just themselves, and it's so much more entertaining. Interviews.
Sure, there. I mean,
Interviews.
now because you really seem to be into sports, so I'm just curious. How does Sally feel about it? I'm sorry.
Natalie.
Sorry. Sally's.
She is a huge
Sally's the
hockey
default.
person.
That's my default
Sally,
name for
that's
every
so
girl.
funny.
I just
My
get
wife's
like,
name is Sally
Yeah,
too.
it's
which
like,
is-
That's so. Which it is. Good.
No, it isn't.
Oh, it
It
isn't. Oh, it
isn't.
isn't.
oh, look, your daughter Sally
Sally,
there.
right?
Look at that.
Wow, that's actually her name. That's great. Right?
One woman on a vacation where you hang around couples, you're like, sort of these friends for 3 or 4 days, and they said, "Hey, Sally, do you feel like some sangria or what it was?" My name is not Sally.
That's so funny. Just gaslighting the
What
Sally
is
over and
going
over
on?
again.
Yeah, we had this great friendship for 72 hours.
Yeah.
I beat it, Sally.
Yeah.
Oh, Sally.
But Natalie's a huge hockey. She grew up playing hockey.
Oh, there you go.
She's a hugely fan.
Okay.
So like we just watch games together. I've never had a partner that I watch games with, and I'm like, I always like, we don't have to watch. If you don't want, she's like, I don't want to. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, you scored huge.
Yeah, yeah, big
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
And she's great.
I've rarely had that. Well, except with the girls I cheated with, but they like sports. But yeah, that's awesome. Why is she local too? Is she a Toronto girl?
Cambridge.
Cambridge, okay.
Yeah. I make fun of her every day for that. Every day.
Keep
yeah.
it up.
Yeah.
Is she really Cambridge, or is she one of those Hespler Galt girls?
Oh yeah, she's Hespler.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
That's so funny.
You seem more like a Hespler. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I smell the Hespler on you.
It's like when you go to school in London, and if you don't go to Western, you'll say this. Yeah, I go to school in London. Okay, then you don't go to Western. You go to Fanshawe.
Yes.
Because I said that. Where do you go to school? I'm going to school in London.
That's what's not Western.
So not Western.
okay,
I never said that. I never said. I know. You say Western if you go to Western. I just hated those pricks too.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
That was the days of the Izod, the alligator, the string
Okay.
collars flipped
Yep.
up. A lot of biffs. A lot of biffs went to that school.
Biff.
Yeah,
Chads.
Yeah. Now, what about football? Are you a football guy at all? Baseball? What about Blue Jay guy?
Huge Blue Jays guy.
So you're a Toronto sports
yeah.
guy through and through.
Oh yeah. Also, yeah, those are my three mains: baseball, hockey, and basketball.
Who's your favorite Blue Jay of all time?
Oh man, Tony Fernandez was one of my favorites all time.
Yeah.
Roberto Alomar, one of my favorites all time. Joe Carter, Ed Sprague, like that team,
Yeah.
Right.
like that era was my I was idolizing those
Yeah.
guys. And then we went through some real rough times, and I loved the last couple of years. Like I
Otherwise known
loved
as the black uniform.
the black,
era.
the ugliest uniforms in the world, with like Josh Towers pitching, and like
Yes,
get out of
yes,
town. I don't want to
yes.
see Josh Towers anymore.
Josh Towers is watching going, that guy is bullshit.
yeah. Josh is my mortal enemy. But I even love the teams like with Edwin and Jose and like the bat flip, like that, like truly like meant something to like this day and age of like baseball fans.
And I'll say this about the bat flip, because I know it's a sore spot for a lot of people. The moment he did that, it was like Zorro. Like if trumpets
Yes.
had gone, I was like, oh my God, what a moment. Like
Yes,
I freaked
same.
out. Like
I freaked
yeah,
out.
I thought it was
I
great.
did. I like, and you can feel how special it was in the room. I was in a bar and we were all watching that game, and it was vibrant. And then that happened. We all lost our minds, and everyone felt like this is special.
It's got to be I because he didn't talk to anybody. But if you did, don't you think you'd have to say, so Jose, come on. greatest moment of your life.
yeah.
Greatest moment.
Yeah.
You hope
Ever.
that one
Ever.
day he'd sit down
Yeah.
and say yes. For right now, he probably wouldn't. But if we're talking to like the 65-year-old Jose Bautista, you'd
Yeah.
hope that he'd sit there and go, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think
You're
he's
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's probably in a bar telling people they don't recognize him. The beard's all white. He goes, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
A long time ago, I hit a ball so far, and then I take the bat. Woo! I do a flip. Are you? Yeah, that's right.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah. 2 more beer, please. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it just. I just think that, and then when people call it a bat flip, Dave, do you think people? I've never seen it like that. I've never seen it like that.
No.
It's a nice ole.
And I know Americans hate it, and of
yeah.
course in Texas,
Why?
'Cause it
Texas
wasn't their
it was
team.
yeah.
Because it wasn't their team. If they
No.
did it, they would love it. Get out of town, hate
Yeah.
it.
And
I'm
then-
just jealous.
And then they were pouring pouring beer on babies. That was bad.
Yeah, that was
Like you never can spin that one.
No.
But remember the moment when we poured? Okay, let's skip the baby beer one.
That's the only thing you have to skip.
Yeah.
Do everything else. Just don't pour any more beer on babies.
Yeah. Is that a side?
and
That's a
don't-
side. I think it's
and
at Rogers Center.
Yeah.
And don't throw
Yeah.
beer cans
On
at
the
outfielders.
field. Yeah.
Didn't that guy lose his job or something? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy-
We
he-
tried getting him on the show.
You did?
Oh,
Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
that would have been a great
Yeah,
gag.
Just go out there, and when an old woman goes by,
Yeah.
here's the can. Here's $50. $50.
Yeah.
How are you living these days? You probably one of the homeless guys we're talking about.
Yep.
Who's not that great.
Cedric.
Yeah. So, there's a guy actually wears a Harvard hoodie that comes by, and he gets all the good cigarettes. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
He gets there a little earlier,
That's
and
the
he's.
He's a hard
Early
worker.
bird.
He's a
Early
grinder,
bird.
eh?
I'm like,
Gets
God,
the
I'm
cig.
sick of Harvard. So the new show's coming up. What's the new show called?
As of right now, it's called Spring Fling.
Spring Fling.
I think Second City's really leaning into like theme shows, and people really love it. People like because we just had a hookup show for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's when Jillian came in.
That's when Jillian came in,
Yes.
and
right.
that show was like
Yeah.
great. It sold out almost every show.
Awesome.
So ideally, Spring Fling gets a nice little sellout. We're still building a show, so I think we may rename it, but as of right now, it's called Spring Fling. Mondays, Sundays, I think and then we have a bunch of shows on the website secondcity.com.
So when you become famous, because I think this is going to happen for him. I really do. And this would be good for us because then we know someone
Yeah,
famous.
we have a buddy.
Like you're living in LA and it's like phone rings. You're like, oh.
Hey,
Smitty. Yeah, you can't come to my house again. You called my girlfriend Sally, and she.
and you know her name's Natalie.
So if you wanted to have the career of someone right now, if you went ahead 2 years and said, in 2 years, if I was this guy, that would be the dream. That would be the blue sky. Who is Christian Smith in 2 years? Who currently has? Who's the guy with the career that you would like to have? You're like, yeah, that'd be great if I was this guy.
Yeah, you know who's someone who I've always thought has the best career is Donald Glover. You know the guy Childish Gambino? He's like a musician. He started off writing sketch comedy with Derek Comedy. Then he wrote for 30 Rock. And then he was in Community. And like he's like
I would know to see him. I think
For sure.
Find a picture. Find a picture of him because I know I'll know if I see it.
he's out of like he's just does all the things I want except for rap. I don't want to be a rapper. But everything else
Yeah, I don't
like,
see.
you know,
a
it's
lot
not
of
my
that coming
future,
from you.
honestly.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't have the verbal dexterousness.
That's what I was thinking.
I think
it's
that's
my
a word.
it's my
Hey,
verbiage.
I don't think that's a word. So if you want to be a rapper,
Thank
that's good
you.
because they can kind of do
Yes,
that.
we make up words. Yeah.
Yeah. He's part of the team now. He's
Yeah.
part of the rap team. We part of the community.
Yeah. We as a yeah.
Oh, that
Remember him?
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that guy.
Yeah,
He's
so
done a lot
good.
of stuff.
He made his own TV show. Like that's like the trajectory I want. I want to like do a bunch of sketch and like comedy, but I also want to create my own TV. Like I'm already in the middle of creating some TV stuff right now, or web stuff right
Right.
now.
Right.
And like this guy's career is just like he works so hard. I'm like that's it. I want to work as hard as that dude.
Who am I? Now I'm drawing a blank on his name because I like his work. He's now in the Ozark, which is a crazy series.
Jason Bateman?
Jason Bateman.
That's a career.
Everything that he does, I love. If he's
Yep.
in it,
And we used to be fans of his
It's
sister
good.
before him.
yeah, I got some.
Tell you that.
I got
Yeah.
some pictures about that too. It was good.
Hashtag family ties.
Looks like she fell in some tough times, and as you know,
Oh, yeah.
that's right in the wheelhouse. Having some difficulties. Bing bong. Like Julie from the Love Boat. When I heard she went to rehab, she all strung out on coke.
Yeah.
Bing bong. No, I can't be this low. Oh, you can. You'll get lower. Because when he did Dodgeball,
Oh yeah.
I'd never really seen him in that kind of thing. And then Ozark is like I can't. When's the second season coming out? How come we have to wait so long for that? Because have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, you got to watch that.
I've heard
Ozark's a
from too many
freakishly good
people
show.
that
So he's just so gritty. He's so good. And then also him in Arrested Development, like,
Yeah.
just, like
Unbelievable.
wrote the book on
Yeah.
being like a character straight man.
And that show is just like
Out of
unbelievable.
control. That show is out of control.
Yeah, Henry
So-
Winkler.
oh.
Henry Winkler.
How did
as the shit lawyer?
Yeah.
And so he's hungover, and you never really quite know what side of the fence
Yes.
sexually is he or whatever. And then the judge goes, "Okay, we need to hear from the defense?" And there's this big, big file that Henry puts on the desk. Goes, "I don't know if you've seen this, Your Honor. There's a lot of reading here."
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Just so good.
What shows do you watch? Because everyone. This is the day and age of the binge watching.
Sure.
What show? You have a dinner party, so oh God, you and Sally come over.
That's so funny.
And we start talking. Everyone starts sharing their Netflix series, their HBO.
Showtime. Yeah.
What is a Christian Smith show where you go, okay, that show, that's a great show.
Yeah, I'm never missing that.
Yeah. What do you watch?
Well, I mean,
what can you not miss?
Well, you can't miss The Wire, but I don't watch it anymore. Like that show's
That was great, yeah.
best show of all time.
You hear a bad story about The Wire?
What?
We get all the way through it, my wife and I. We didn't see like the last 6 episodes.
No.
We've never seen the last 6.
Still to this day.
Yeah, my son's going, What is going on with you? I saw you watching Partridge Family reruns. Watch The Wire. Finish The Wire. I've never finished it, but that was an awesome show.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, and comedically, like Arrested Development. How do you not like? That's one of like the best.
Yeah.
They do that. What am I watching right now? Like I just watched some shit show. Just watched.
What, Stranger Things? Did you watch that one?
I did.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that.
I love
Yeah.
themed shows,
Yeah.
like when they stay in one realm and they like really go all. Like I love that.
What about Game of Thrones? Is that?
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I don't.
But you're
love
not a.
it.
You say I love it. I love it.
I love fantasy stuff too, and I like how they do it. But I just like sometimes the person in me that gets like I just get too like that's just too easy. That's such an easy fix by like killing that. I guess they ran all the way to that mountain in one day. Like some stuff that bothers me that way. But other than that, like the acting is great in it. And
See,
the
this is
stories
the
are fun.
bitterness that I finally see coming out of him. Finally. Oh,
It's
yeah,
just-
you climb the mountain, now a dragon gets you. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, we didn't
yeah.
see that coming.
Yeah, and you just somehow tied a massive chain around a dragon's neck on the bottom of an ice pool. How did you get that there? Get out. But I do love the show.
Are you a Breaking Bad guy?
Oh, yes.
So
That's
you
like,
could be on that show, too. You could be a
Pinkman?
like a drugged out bad
Yes,
guy.
I do a great Badger impression. Jesse, man, come on, man, Jesse. That's my Badger impression.
That's great. That's good. What else is of the big shows? Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. I didn't finish it yet because
It's a great show. That's fantastic.
I love Odenkirk so much.
What about Zombies and Head Shopping? Because I watch every one of those shows.
What is that?
You know, like Walking Dead and
Hate it.
Tara. You hate that.
Hate Walking Dead.
Oh, that's my fantasy.
That's my
No,
fantasy.
to walk out and people going, I'm going, Russell, give me that hockey stick.
Yeah.
This. And I'm going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just, I got a beer in my hand. I'm going, whack, whack,
Yeah.
whack.
That's the only cool thing about that show, where like you build your own like zombie team in your head. You're like, who would I be? Who would like be good on my team?
Dave and I would always be good on every show. Like we talk about being
Amazing
on The Amazing
Race?
Race.
Yes.
The Amazing Race. Because we would be mean to everybody.
Yeah.
We carry hockey sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're one of the sensitive teams, seniors, whatever it is, we're talking smack.
Yes.
I'm going to fuck you up.
Yes.
What?
Who's
is he
whispering
saying
that
that?
to me?
Fred, there's somebody in here. Yeah. He's a zombie. Like, I would do anything I could.
We're not even racing right now, Mike. What? Like, we're on break.
Mike and Dave, you're the first team once again. Stop kicking the other guys in the gut or in the back or whatever.
Yeah, too many kicks.
Yeah. Well, you don't see a lot of Amazing Race with kicking. That'd be good.
That would be really good.
Because I can't watch any
Anything
show
goes.
that starts
Amazing
off
Race.
with the real. If a show starts off with these words, the real, I'm out.
Oh, like The Real World or Real Housewives.
Housewives and I can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
You can't be a reality TV
I'm
guy.
not. Natalie loves it.
What's your favorite gross show that you hate?
Vanderpump Rules. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, there's no way I'd watch 1 second of that. How could she watch that?
She hate watches it, and she she also like just has it on in the background. So it's like she just puts it on and then it's just playing.
I love that.
I love
Hate watches it.
Oh yeah.
I used to watch Temptation Island because that's a
So
show.
did I.
Oh, I would have done great on that show.
Oh, that
Like
show.
they're going, okay, here are the rules. No, don't do that yet, Mike. Back. Like I'd be cheating like immediately.
Yeah.
with anybody.
Right away.
Yeah. Even like the camera guy. Mike, get off him. Like, Jesus. I love that
It's
show.
an island full of temptation.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, and then the girls are crying. I'm going, you know the name of the show, right?
Yeah. I'm just playing the part.
He went over and I saw him in bed with a girl and a banana. And I'm like, yeah. Well, it's an island and it's a cheat show, so
It is a cheat show.
Yeah.
Shows like that are cheat shows.
yeah. What about bachelor shows? I can't watch those.
No, I don't
No,
watch
I
those.
don't watch that. No.
Could you be a bachelor?
No way. Then my career's dead.
Yeah, but what? Okay, let's just say now you have no option. Julie gives you a phone call. She goes, "Hey, Christian,
Julie,
you're the new bachelor."
I'd say no way.
No,
I will stalk.
You have to take the job. She's saying now. That's not her real voice, but I'm just saying, yeah. Because here's the problem from me. You go up there and you have how many? Oh, what are there? 24 girls.
Something like that.
All these girls, and I'd go. And you know this is true, Dave. You know,
I'd be able to pick this up.
I'd be
fast.
going. That one. He could do it for me. He'd go. It's going to be that one. Maybe these two.
Yeah.
Everyone else, go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd reduce it to 5
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah.
I couldn't even fake it. It was like,
There wouldn't be 24
anyway,
shows.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I was 21, I was going to be I hate you.
Yeah. Oh, I hate this. Okay, next.
Yeah. And then the girls cry, but I loved him. You've been on the show for 2 days.
Yeah,
How can you love him?
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful journey. Alrighty.
Those shows, like, have you ever seen Unreal? It's like a behind-the-scenes, like, acted version of what it's like to be on The Bachelor. It's a great show, and it just shows you how manipulated these contestants are. So whenever they say, I love you after 2 days, I'm like, how? And then you see how the producers keep, like, whispering in their ear, like, he says he loves you. What are you going to do about it?
See, Russell would be great on that show.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's the girl that picks the guys because he would be, like,
Oh, yeah.
psycho.
Yeah.
Big time.
What do you mean you're going out with Jessica tonight? I thought that...
I have an Austin Matthews signed jersey.
Yeah, he could be the Bachelor if it was all Leafs.
yes,
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yes, he could.
Who would win, Russell? If you had to pick and it was all Leafs, who are you picking?
Current or former?
Current.
Current?
Yeah.
34.
Probably.
Yeah, 34. What about
34.
What are those Leafs of all time? That's tougher.
That's tougher.
Akiberg.
No, I think.
Oh,
Well,
Yidki Lume.
look, you sat beside Dougie the other day at the party.
Carl P. Lash.
You sat beside Dougie the other day.
Yeah, we were out with Dougie the other day.
Yeah, how can you not? You're not going to go wrong with Dougie.
Yeah, 93.
Can't
Yeah.
go wrong with Doug.
No, you can't. Thanks so much for coming in. A
Oh.
lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
See, look, it's only like now only 1 degree of separation with Julie Lafontaine.
Yes.
Look at that.
I'll
So,
bring it
yeah.
up.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be texting Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, how come he's on the show? All right, Jeff, take it down. Take it down a notch. That's just no, I've never been on the show. Yeah, that's what we'll get. So we have to come. You know, we got to go down and see these guys.
We have
perform.
been invited.
Yeah,
We have been invited. And you know what? If
but
it
probably one of the shit nights. Like, hey, come Tuesday night. Oh, Tuesday night.
Oh, no.
Tuesday
They've been
night.
very good with us.
Yeah.
There will come a time that we will have to check this out. Though,
Yeah, we
because
will
gotta
for
figure this
sure hook you guys up with tickets.
Absolutely.
Like, you know that.
So these TV projects you're working on, anything that? Okay, because I've always wanted to be in a drama, like
don't know if
like
he has any pull.
a TV drama, and just make me like Purse Snatcher 3.
Honestly,
You know, like one of those
If-
He'd probably
dirtbag
be up
guys.
for it. He'd probably be the original
yeah, I'd
one.
be up for it. I'd be up for that part.
Yeah.
If there's a way I could get you in as
Yeah.
Purse Snatcher,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
promise you
Yeah.
right now, I will get you in as Purse
I
Snatcher.
want to hear someone go, "Stop that man!" That's when they go up and they
Yeah.
shoot me in the face or in the
Yeah,
back.
or
of
the
the
guy
head
that says "Sign here, Mr. President," and then
Yeah.
walks away. Like any of those dudes.
No, it's got to be someone filthy and
Oh,
not good.
I'll get you in as Purse Snatcher,
Yeah.
and that is a
Yeah.
promise right here on the
Yeah.
show.
Well, look at that, ladies and
Guaranteed.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
Nobody's done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
we ask for stuff all the time. I mean,
You
it's-
ask and you will receive.
You know, Steve Vai comes on. Can I be in the band? Which one? Like Van Halen? I'm just saying. Is there a tambourine or? I play the drums. Ask Alex if I can couple cents. All right, so we're gonna do this as we always do.
What? We just become best friends? Yep.
Yep, that was on the weekend too.
You want to go do karate? In the
I know,
garage?
thanks.
Yep.
Love that movie. Would like to thank Christian Smith for joining us today. You want to go down and see him. Also, the touring company, and then maybe Main Stage is coming up.
Knock on wood.
We can push for that.
You can push for that.
Yeah, we
the
can
new
push for
main
that.
stage show is The Best Is Yet to Come Undone.
Okay, well, we can also besmirch the reputations of some on the main stage.
Yes,
We
so
can-
I got in there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did I see Rats in the Kitchen? Yeah, Rats in the Kitchen.
Yep. Shut it down.
Masters continues, obviously. If you want to make those picks, can you do in-play on Sports Interaction?
You can.
Yeah.
Go in play, sportsinteraction.com.
Make sure you do it. We'll see you on Monday. Have yourself a great weekend. Thanks so much, Christian.
Thanks for having me.
There we go. Wave a goodbye. There we go.